All right, guys, this is happening. This is the beginning of the Nautica wide body restoration part 2, okay? All right, so we're here at ABS. We got Jimmy. He's gonna start working the back of this Nautica. If you see here, it's a 15, it's got the cone. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix the rear cones on both sides. So you see here and here, you see how this is all nasty and stuff? So we're gonna go ahead and remove the back cone. So right here we're trying to preserve as much as we can because we don't want to go ahead and put new rub rail or anything like that. So this is the section that we go all the way up to. So, which is this particular cut here, because we're going to remove everything from this side, and then we got the new cones. So we'll do the same thing. All right. Now we're going to cut. We're going to cut the whole back strip because that's going to come on new too. Oh, we lost the blade there. Guys, you guys are seeing this exactly how it's done because I want you guys to see the process. And I mean, we get a lot of these restorations for the back cones of Nautica wide bodies, and this is what has to be done in a lot of circumstances. We'll show you one side, and then the opposite side, we're going to do the same exact thing. Someone just got soaked in. So see that water that is held in there? Look at that. A lot of water. All right, so continuing with the cutting. So like I said, the back area, that's what we're removing. All that water is basically standing. It's in that lower section. That's where it was hanging out, and obviously makes the boat heavier and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of water, especially because of, you know, the way it was cleaned too. Remember, to clean it we had to get a lot of. So Jimmy's there, he's removing the back cone. Remember, it's just the back two cones that we're gonna get and remove. So we're gonna cut right there.
We cut right here because we got the pattern.
Yeah.
Now you gotta cut this way.
Yeah. So obviously it's going to be a little harder to cut through here because you know you got some protective. So we'll get through there. There you go. And all right, here's the cut. Now you want to be as, I'd like to help him right here, but you know what? I want to get a good video of this. So now what he's going to do is just going to obviously cut up to the same section. And that cone is almost gone. There you go. And it's gone. There you go. This right here is your end cone. So we have this already. We have a template of this already. So we're not going to use this. Look at the stuff that they had put on here. They put some type of patch in here. This was a fiberglass cone. We're going with some rubber cones now. So now eventually what we're going to do is we're going to sand all this area down, make sure it's ready to go. If you look deep in there, you'll see the divider, and we'll start working both sides of the cone. Let's get to the next step. You guys just saw how to remove a Nautica Widebody 15 cone. Alright guys, so check it out. We got Jimmy here, and he's marking the rear cone of the Nautica 15. The reason he's doing that is because when he sands it down, when he obviously doesn't see any more pencil, he knows he already sanded everything good. So it's one of the little things that we do here just to make sure that, you know, everything's sanded down so that when we glue it back on, it's good and there's no leaks. All right, so there's kind of close up. We've already sanded both of the cones down. So this is super important. If you don't sand this stuff down good, it's not going to hold. And a lot of times when people do repairs and stuff like that, especially do-it-yourselfers, they don't sand it enough that it sticks. So you remember, you got to sand the back of the hypalon and the back of the cone and the sides of the cones. All right, guys. So check it out. We're putting the first coat of glue here. So we're putting the first coat, and normally we put about 2 coats. Sometimes we'll go 3, but normally 2 coats is sufficient to go ahead. 2 on the cone and 2 on the hypalon. All right, so we're marking it now. And he's just following that line that he made. And right there he cuts out, and that'll be our first cone. And I'm telling you guys, this is a really common thing that we see on Nautica wide bodies, especially the 15s. We see this happen often, and we fix it often. So, you know, it's an easy fix for us because we do so many of them. All right, so that's your first template. So here's your new template. Here's the template we used, and then we removed the cone, but now that's one whole template. All right, see? Now what we do is we get the same one and turn it over the opposite way, and then we get the template for the other side. We're sanding the side. right, guys, so here we're marking it here because what we're gonna do is we're gonna overlap, and that's where we're gonna, it's basically gonna grab. Okay, so we're marking, and obviously we sanded this area down as well, so you check that out. Go. And now we'll use that to reinforce the cone. So you know, you try to waste as little material as possible, especially when hypalon is so expensive. So you know, we try to maximize all the usage of it. And if you see down here, we'll have like small strips of certain, you know, materials and stuff like that maybe we can use for patching or whatnot. All right, so here he's gonna make the inside strip. All right, guys, so here we're putting the strip that we're gonna start. You know, this is kind of like a reinforcement strip that we're using. Some companies won't put this strip, and they just, you know, basically connect this to the other side, but we like to put the reinforcement strips, so I think it lasts longer that way, and that's why we do it that way. So you gotta glue it. Obviously everything's sanded down. We're using worker glue right now. Alright, guys, so here it goes. So we're putting now the strip that's basically gonna help hold and secure it even more. So if you see here, alright. And obviously this is also sanded down, and it has already we're going to put some glue on it now. And now what we do is we work it real good. Make sure that we get any air pockets. You know, a lot of elbow strength here. Alright, guys, so we're putting the cone on. And we already sanded the cone. We put 2 layers of glue on the cone and on the hypalon. Remember, we're putting it. This is very, very important, this process here, because you want this to stick perfect so that you don't have any air leakage at all. And it's almost all closed up. All right, so here we go, and it's basically closed up. And we got it. So we're closing it up right there, and then essentially that's exactly the part that we removed when we did the cutout. Alright, so Now this is rubber. The one that it had before was fiberglass. So we like the rubber ones because we think it's gonna last longer. Cracks less, obviously. You know, sometimes when you bump into the fiberglass, if it just cracks, you know it's gonna leak on you. So that's all you need, is a little bit of seepage and you're done. You see here, we got a piece of wood in there. So basically we're going to use that just to go ahead and be able to go ahead and put some force on it now. Then we start working that seam together. So guys, real important note. This, you really want to work it real hard in this area, especially all this here. You see how, you see the indentations and stuff like that where he's working it? Because it has to really get real good. If not, that'll start leaking and it's a problem. So you definitely want to over exaggerate the work in this area, especially in the back cone. You know, you want to make sure you do it in sections, so you know that you're working everything good and you're taking care of all the areas the way they're supposed to. It's super important. All right, guys. So we're right now. We brought it outside because. All right. So there's your cone. All right. The left is what we removed. This is the old one. Now this one we haven't closed it up yet, obviously, because we're going to close it up. We're going to close it once we have it on the boat. But this is it. This is the cone. We're not going to do the other side right now on video because it's just basically the same process duplicated. So the next step is obviously taking this cone to the boat. All right, so now's the part where we start attaching the cones to, well, we got to remove these strips, the old strips here. We're heating them up right now and we're removing them because we got to take all that off because we're putting all that new, and then you get a better idea of what's going on. All right, so we're opening up the seams because we gotta remove them so we get an exact cut. And if you see there, those seams, this is where the actual template, right here. See this area? And here's another. See that? That's why we gotta get rid of those seams. Now we're taking off the other seams, and eventually it's right here where we're gonna go to. So yeah, this is really important. It's one of those annoying things that you gotta heat. You gotta make sure you don't damage anything. But yeah, basically we're taking off the strips that are holding the actual part of this tube. All right, remember, from this tube to the back is the cone piece, and then this is the whole other. All right, so we took off all the strips that are basically gonna hold. And now you see how it's perfectly circled. All right, guys. So Jimmy's here beginning the seam tape process. He's putting the tape on the old cone, actually the old piece of hypalon, that's the front tube, and now we're going to start the beginning process of putting this for the new cone that's going to be put on there. So it's obviously it's a lot of work because you got to take off everything very methodically. You can't go ahead and make any mistakes, because then you know, things start getting messy and starts looking kind of bad. So right now this is what we're doing. And you see he put a line in the center of that. It's hard to see on camera, but he has a line there that he's following. I guess I wouldn't call it a trick. I mean, it's just a way of making things look a little bit nicer. See, I took this off right here, and then so there you go. I mean, it looks better than the other one, right? There you go. Alright guys, so there we have it. So now all we're gonna do now is close this up. Once we close it up, we already have all this stuff sanded down. We're gonna put a seam here so we can go ahead and cover that, and then we'll put air in a couple of hours just to make sure it's not leaking, and then we'll go to the next side. And the process continues. Well, so here's the back cone. You obviously see a difference between the new hypalon and the old hypalon. All right. I mean, right now it's dirty again because all this sanding and all that stuff has gotten on there. We haven't cleaned it up, but it's fixed. So the back cones are fixed. And now we're gonna go ahead and start doing some cosmetic stuff. We're gonna go ahead and put these here in white, but we're actually gonna cover them in red hypalon so that they look more uniform with the boat. Then we'll clean up the boat, and then we'll put this guy in the water, and we'll see how this bad boy moves. And it's not gonna have any leaks anymore, so it's gonna be good. I never cleaned the bottom, but now since it's gonna hold all the air, I'm going to clean the bottom. I like the fact that it has no bottom paint. The inside is super clean. Gel coat is nice. A little bit of polishing and this thing's going to look brand new. So we're on it. Let's see how fast we can get this bad boy in the water and make some memories with this bad boy. I like these Nautica wide bodies, let me tell you. Probably one of my favorite tenders at the moment. All right, so we have a small leak from another patch that was here prior to ours, and this is where I think it's at. Yep, and there it is. It never could be easy, right? All right, so check it out. So we strapped this together because we want to get this as tight as possible on the cone to the hole. We started taping it up because here's where we're going to put the next seam right here, one of these, and we're just going to extend it out new, and then it'll follow to the bottom, and we're doing the same thing over here on the opposite side. So we have everything marked already right here. You can see we marked it, and Jimmy's there doing the bottom part as well, so we have everything there. Sometimes people think, oh, it's, you know, how much you gotta charge to do that? They don't realize the amount of work that it takes to do something like this. This is, I mean, this is a short video for YouTube purposes, but this is a total of maybe 3 days of work or 2.5 days of work. So we're just sanding everything down, getting rid of the excess glue from the old strip that was on there, and now we're gonna start putting everything all new. All right, let's go, Jimmy. Let's put the back strips on. All right, so it's getting there, and there you have it. So now it's, there we go. All right, so now we're doing all the cosmetic stuff. We got Wally over here helping out. We're getting this knocked out. We got it all taped up. The cones are already getting the back strips. And the last strips are coming on now. The whole bottom is on. And now we're starting to do the, we don't have actually red, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something that's, it's not the prettiest, but it's gonna be red anyways. We're gonna use a white, and we're gonna put the hypalon over the actual white. So it is what it is. We're gonna work with what we got. We want to keep it red to make it kind of look pretty good. Nevertheless, from a distance, you're gonna see it look nice. And the cones are all done. Now that's some good work, people. Let me tell you something. This boat was on life support. All right, so we're sanding the back of the rub rail, and we got Jimmy here. Jimmy's sanding the back of the hypalon that we're gonna put, so we can have it looking all red and good. So it's a long process, but little by little we're getting it there. All right, guys, so we're putting this piece of red hypalon over a flat rub rail. You know, we're trying to keep the boat red because that's what she wanted to be when she was born. So we're going with red because that's, I don't know, that's what she wanted. All right, so if you see here, basically what we're doing is, and then what we'll do is we'll cut around it and have a red piece of rub rail. What is that, Jimmy? How'd you do that? What kind of glue is that? It's been a long day, people. It's been a very long day, but we're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We got this going. We got this. This is that invention we basically did because I needed to keep it red, and I didn't want to wait for a red flat rope. Oh yeah, so I was like, you know what? It is what it is. We're gonna make it look good. I got the steadiest hand in the west and the east and the north. Come on, it's been a long day, man. But we got it. It's gonna look good. It's gonna look good. Good. Hey, it's gonna look good, people. Trust me when I tell you. You guys won't even notice from a distance. All right, guys. So it's coming on. There it goes. 10 segundos. There we go. And it's first one is on. I'm telling you, you wouldn't have noticed. And there you have it. Look at that. Voila. Bam. Isn't that beautiful? It's so pretty. Here's the second one, and it's coming on. And there you go. It's there. Now we cut it. We actually mark it, and he's gonna cut it real quick with the scissors. And that's round 2. That's cheating. I mean, that's not even a red flat rail. That's just funny. Look at that. Hey, and it's super red, man. It's really, really nice. And the other one's gonna be in the front over there, and it's gonna look good.
Vamos a seguir. ¿Ya paraste el video o sigue el video?
No, I'm still going. Be careful what you say, friend.
Jimmy, dale madera.